We've talked about fear, about turning it into fuel instead of letting it chain you down. But here's the reality: even when you learn to harness fear, the world outside you is still going to be unpredictable. The economy will still swing. Technology will still change. People will still surprise you, sometimes in ways that hurt. And if your sense of certainty is based on the world behaving the way you want, and to take action, you're always going to feel like you're standing on quicksand. The solution isn't to try and control the storm. You'll never win that battle. The solution is to build an inner foundation that doesn't crack no matter how hard the storm rages. Because certainty isn't out there. Certainty is in here, and it's who you become. You see, human beings are wired to crave control. We want predictability. We want guarantees. But life doesn't work that way. And so most people spend their lives stressed and anxious, trying to micromanage every detail. They live in a constant state of tension because deep down they know they can't control everything. That's why you've got to shift the game. You stop seeking certainty in the external world and start cultivating it inside yourself. How do you do that? It starts with state. Your emotional state determines how you experience life more than any external condition. If you wake up stressed, angry, or overwhelmed, the same world looks threatening. If you wake up centered, focused, and grateful, the world looks full of possibility. The events didn't change, your state did. And state is something you can train. And through rituals, through habits, through the way you use your body and focus your mind, you can condition yourself to return to strength instead of weakness. This is why athletes and performers have pre-game rituals. They're not relying on chance to feel confident. They've built practices that anchor certainty within themselves no matter the chaos outside. You can do the same thing. Maybe it's breath work, maybe it's journaling, maybe it's moving your body in a way that shifts your energy. The tool doesn't matter as much as the consistency. Because the more you practice, the deeper your roots grow, and roots are the perfect metaphor. Picture a tree in a storm. Two trees can look identical in calm weather. But when the winds pick up, one gets ripped out of the ground while the other bends but doesn't break. The difference isn't what's visible, it's the roots. The same is true for you. When your identity, your values, your habits, and your vision are rooted deep inside, you stop being thrown around by every gust of chaos. You bend, but you don't break. Now, this doesn't mean you'll never feel shaken. It doesn't mean you won't have moments of doubt. It means you know how to come back. And you've built an internal reference point that says, no matter what happens, I will find a way. That belief is the foundation of true certainty, because certainty isn't the absence of uncertainty. Certainty is the unshakable belief that you can face it and rise. Think about the people you admire most. It's not that their lives were easy, it's that they developed an inner core that nothing could take away. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison and came out stronger. And Viktor Frankl survived the camps and built a philosophy of purpose that still transforms lives today. These people weren't certain because the world was safe. They were certain because they built a foundation inside themselves that no outside force could destroy. And here's the beautiful thing: you don't have to be extraordinary to do this. You just have to commit to it. You build certainty by keeping promises to yourself. You build it by showing up when it's hard. You build it by aligning your daily actions with your deepest values. Every time you do, you send a signal to your nervous system: I can trust myself. That trust becomes certainty. So when the storm comes, and you won't just survive it, you'll grow because of it. Because chaos doesn't weaken a person with deep roots. Chaos reveals their strength. Let me leave you with this. And stop trying to control the waves. Build the boat. Build it strong, build it deep, build it unshakable. Because when you do, you stop fearing the storm and start navigating it with certainty, with clarity, with power. And that's when you go from surviving an uncertain world to truly living free in it.